Your grocery bill has nearly doubled, and somehow the bags coming home keep getting smaller. It can feel hopeless. But here is something worth holding on to. Not so very long ago, ordinary families lived through years far harder than these, and they fed everyone at the table on almost nothing at all. During the Great Depression, when money simply was not there, our grandparents did not go hungry because they carried a kind of knowledge that we have very nearly lost. In the next few minutes, I am going to walk you through 15 of their food tricks. Every single one of them is real. Every one of them is nearly free, and every one of them still works today, in your kitchen, in 2026. Before we count them down, let me say the quiet part out loud. These skills were never lost because they failed. They were forgotten on purpose, or near enough. A family that knows how to grow, stretch, and store its own food is a family that does not need to buy very much. And a customer who has forgotten all of that is a far more profitable one. The grocery chains are not hoping you remember any of this, so let us remember it together, starting at number 15. Number 15, the backyard garden that fed the block. In the hardest years, almost every home had a patch of ground turned over to food, and during the wars, these were called victory gardens. People grew the cheap, filling staples, beans, potatoes, squash, greens, the things that fill a belly and store well. A few square feet of dirt quietly took the place of a whole shelf at the store. It worked then for the same reason it works now. The cheapest food on earth is the food you grew yourself. Number 14, stretching the meat. When a family was lucky enough to have a pound of ground meat, they did not serve a pound of meat. They mixed it with oatmeal, with stale bread soaked in milk, with beans or grated vegetables, and turned 1 pound into a meal that fed 6. The famous Depression meatloaf was really just an act of clever multiplication. The same trick today turns 1 package of meat into 3 dinners. Number 13, the bacon grease tin. By the stove sat a tin, and into it went every spoonful of fat left from cooking. Nothing was thrown away. That saved grease became the butter, the oil, and the flavor for everything that came after. The eggs in the morning, the greens at night, the cornbread on Sunday. 1 pound of bacon did not feed you once. It seasoned your kitchen for a month. Number 12, regrowing food from its own scraps. Our grandparents knew that many vegetables are not finished when you cut them. The white root end of a green onion, or the base of a head of celery or lettuce, when set in a little water on the windowsill, will simply grow again. They turn the trimmings most people throw in the bin into a small, endless supply of fresh food, for free, on the kitchen counter. Number 11, the make-do dessert. When eggs were scarce and fresh fruit was a luxury, the sweet tooth did not go unanswered. Cooks made vinegar pie, water pie, and cakes with no eggs and no butter at all, using clever chemistry to get a tender crumb from almost nothing. These recipes survive to this day, and they are proof that comfort and joy never actually required much money. They only required know-how. Number 10, putting up the harvest. When the garden gave more than the family could eat, nothing was wasted because everything was preserved. Jars of tomatoes, beans, and fruit were sealed away in summer to be opened in the dead of winter. This is the skill of canning, and it is the single most powerful way to never let good food or good money go to waste. One word of care from me, because I want you safe. Home canning done wrong can spoil, so always follow a trusted modern canning guide. Done right, it is a superpower. Number 9, the root cellar. Long before refrigerators, families kept potatoes, carrots, beets, onions, and apples fresh for months, using nothing but a cool, dark corner, a box, and some sand or straw. A simple root cellar, even a tote in an unheated basement, can store a harvest deep into winter without using a single watt of electricity. The earth itself was their refrigerator, and it still works exactly as well today. Number 8. The free food in the yard. When the pantry ran thin, our grandparents knew the lawn was a salad bar. Dandelion greens, lamb's quarters, and other wild plants that we now poison as weeds were gathered, cooked, and eaten, full of the very nutrition that hard times threatened to take away. The food was free, it was everywhere, and it came back on its own every spring. One reminder: never eat a wild plant unless you are completely sure of what it is. Number 7. The living loaf. When there was no money for store yeast, bread did not stop. Families kept a sourdough starter alive on the counter, a simple mix of flour and water that catches the wild yeast in the air and raises bread for years, even for generations. Feed it, and it feeds you. One handful of flour became an endless supply of warm bread. Number 6. The soup pot that never emptied. On the back of the stove sat a pot that was always working. Every bone, every vegetable end, every scrap went into it and simmered down into rich, nourishing broth. A few cents of bones became a deep, healing soup that stretched to feed everyone. And a good bone broth is something people now pay a small fortune for in a carton. Our grandparents made it from what most of us throw away. Number 5. Stretching the milk. Fresh milk was precious, so it was made to go further. Powdered and evaporated milk stretched the supply, and when milk soured, it was not wasted. It became biscuits, pancakes, and clabber. Every drop did a job. Nothing curdled in the back of the icebox and got poured down the drain because nothing was ever allowed to go that far. Number 4. Use it up, wear it out. This was the rule of the whole kitchen. Stale bread did not go in the trash. It became bread pudding, French toast, croutons, and stuffing. Vegetable peels flavored the stock pot. Every single thing that came into the house was used completely, right down to nothing. The most powerful money-saving trick of that entire era was simply the refusal to waste anything at all. Number 3. A few hens in the yard. A small flock of chickens turned kitchen scraps and yard bugs into a daily supply of eggs, a near-perfect food that costs more and more at the store every year. In hard times, eggs were so reliable they were practically a currency, traded between neighbors for whatever else was needed. A handful of hens quietly fed a family and even paid a few bills. Number 2. The crock of ferment. Long before anyone could buy a probiotic, the cabbage from the garden went into a crock with a little salt and became sauerkraut, and cucumbers became pickles. Fermenting did 2 jobs at once. It preserved the harvest for the lean months, and it filled the food with the good bacteria that kept people healthy through a long winter. A head of cabbage and a pinch of salt, and you had both a side dish and your medicine. And number 1, the trick that ties them all together. The mindset of providing for yourself. The real secret of that generation was not any single recipe. It was a way of seeing the world, a deep belief that you could feed your own family with your own 2 hands, no matter what the wider world was doing. They grew it, they stretched it, they saved it, and they wasted nothing. They did not wait to be rescued. They simply got to work. And that mindset is the one thing no price increase and no empty shelf can ever take from you. So here is the truth of it. Every one of these 15 tricks is sitting right there, waiting, exactly as useful in your kitchen today as it was in theirs. The knowledge was never destroyed. It was only set down and forgotten, and forgetting is a choice we can simply reverse. If this is the kind of self-reliance you have been looking for, growing your own food, stretching every dollar, and stepping off the treadmill of paying for what you couldn't provide yourself, then subscribe and stay right here with me. Because in this kitchen and in this garden, we do not plan for a season. We plan for a lifetime. Now go and put just one of these to work this week. Your grandparents would be proud, and your grocery bill will never know what hit it.